along city streets, intersections, and encampments. Almost every city has members of the homeless population. In this 25 News Now Extra, reporter Trenton Whiting dives into what the most commonly discussed solutions to homelessness are and the barriers stopping communities from bringing their homeless population to a functional zero.
No matter the size of your city, odds are there are people hiding in the unseen parts of the community with no home of their own, searching for even just temporary support.
We can have 1 week of being able to go take a shower and rest and good to go to work the next day and be comfortable without having to go to work dirty. That'd be awesome. And then we get ahead with one check and then we can be able to move on our feet from there.
These men have been homeless for a while, and people with multiple years of homelessness are an even more vulnerable part of the population. But with limited resources comes limited assistance and new challenges.
And you used to be able to get help to where you get a job, get a place, but now they're just, well, you got to go over this place. You got to go to this place, and this is,
they give you the runaround.
It's a dead end.
I've been trying to get my ID for 5 years. 5 years. Some people come up from out of town, one day, boom, they're in the apartment, have a house. Been out here 10 years.
Their story is echoed throughout the country. Silent voices struggling and shouting for a solution, one that in theory seems simple.
Give us a chance.
Give us a chance.
Take us to work. Give us a chance. Take us to work. I guarantee we'll prove what we can do. We can work. We can work. We never say we couldn't. But if they give us a chance to prove it, we can prove it to them.
If they gave every last one of us a chance which deserve it or which meets the requirements, I promise you, everybody, we'd be off the streets.
In practice, though, there are many pitfalls preventing housing and supporting the homeless, even with help from local groups and individuals.
No, there's people that come out they come out, give us clothes all the time. They come. Yeah. There's a lot of people, good-hearted people that come out and help us.
The Ending Community Homeless Coalition is finding ways to advocate for housing the homeless in the Texas capital. ECHO's most recent models show Austin could effectively end homelessness there with $35 million a year over 10 years for permanent and temporary housing.
Because the market is so expensive in Austin, right, it becomes really difficult to exit people out of the system.
The group says the data provides valuable information, helping them organize and sort their homeless population into different levels of need and organizing the steps to keep them off the streets.
Your providers will probably know like who is best suited for transitional housing, who is best suited or who needs permanent supportive housing, as in like those with disabilities and those with more than a year of homelessness.
A former ECHO chair and current Travis County lawmaker says housing is the top way to solve the homeless issue. Commissioner Ann Howard says community resources are crucial, but there's consistently a shortfall.
You have to have a housing unit, an apartment or a tiny home or a hotel room or something. You have to have money for them to pay that rent. And you have to have money to help them overcome whatever made them homeless. And if you don't have all of that for each person that needs it, it doesn't really work.
Some across Texas are less keen on using tax dollars to help the homeless, worried about those who suffer from mental illness or drug use that prevents stable employment. Homeless advocates say support for these cases starts with having a consistent shelter.
We moved to this theory of housing first, where it would be much easier to be sober and get a job and save money and even put on your church shoes if you had a place to call home.
However you look at it, these solutions require resources. Whether millions of dollars or hundreds of housing units, a big city like Austin has ample. But what about a smaller community?
That is what we typically strive for, is to use the Housing First model. Housing First has been proven through numerous places across the country. It's just we don't always have the places to put people.
Austin and Victoria are working on different scales. The 2025 point-in-time population count shows over 3,200 homeless people in Travis County to just 210 in the greater Victoria area. The pit count is an imperfect measure using boots-on-the-ground reporting, and it's nearly impossible to note everyone. But it does help advocacy groups find those who have the most needs.
It covers across so many different types of people. It's veterans, it's elderly, it's children and families and individuals.
Groups like the Humility Project do a lot to address homeless needs, but getting them into housing takes money. Proposed changes to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development includes major budget cuts. Lawyers are battling those changes, but the state could stand to lose $114 million and nearly 9,700 permanent housing units if the HUD cuts are successful.
When you get housed, there are a lot of things you don't have to worry about anymore. You don't have to worry about being attacked on the street. You don't have to worry about finding a place to sleep. So, like I said, a lot of those things, you're able to start dealing with them. We try to do as best we can to case manage people, to do all the things we can, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like, it is really going to take all of us to make a difference here.
Give the homeless a home seems like an obvious solution to homelessness, but with the hurdles and difficulties in getting enough funds or housing units, added with potential cuts to HUD funding, the solution may be as far away as it's ever been. Trenton Whiting, KAVU TV, 25 News Now.